when a law enforcement officer attempts to arrest a teenager for a crime, what do you think is the first thing they think about when they look at the driver's license of that teenager? Now, I'll tell you what I think. Is that person 17 years old, maybe in 363 days old? Is he a juvenile, or he, or she? Or are they 18 years old and 1 day? Oh, they have an adult now. I'm from a family of law enforcement officers, and I respect law enforcement, and I really appreciate what law enforcement does to keep society in check. And this video is an educational, informational, life advice video to tell you youngsters, do not get busted. Let's talk about it. Welcome to weaponseducation.com. I decided to do this video because I get so many emails and private messages from my viewers saying, Tom, you know, I love guns, I want a gun, I want to get a gun permit, but I can't because I did something stupid, even though I didn't think it was that stupid. Or, you know, I received stolen material, but you know, I got arrested and I couldn't afford an attorney, so I went on probation for 18 months, but that was 15, 18 years ago. Why can't I get a gun now in my state? Because these crimes live with you for the rest of your life. Parents, you may want to show this video to your youngsters because this is a life advice video on modern day. This is being recorded in January 2012. There is no tolerance with law enforcement on getting in trouble. Their job is to enforce the law. If you break the law, you deserve to be arrested. If you get arrested, no gun for you. No loans in the future, no good careers. They check everything when you go into the real world to make a living. Okay, let's talk about it. I want to start this off with this true story that happened to me. And I'm disclosing something about myself which will hopefully help anyone from the age of, let's say, 15 all the way up to age 30. Okay? Now, I'll be brief with this story. Imagine myself in my 20s here in South Florida. I have a good friend of mine named John. Not good, I know the guy about a month, a nice guy. And he goes, we always talked about guns, that's why we became good friends. We like guns. He goes, hey, let's go out clubbing this Friday night in Fort Lauderdale. We're both single at the time, things like that. And, all right, so I give my address, and he comes to, I lived in a condo at the time, he comes to my condo, I buzz him through the gate, he parks, he rings my bell, he comes in for 10 minutes. I'm all dressed up, you know, I actually had like a suit on and stuff, not without a tie. And we were going to some fancy dancy place in Fort Lauderdale Beach, and cool. Then we get to his car, I say, hey, you didn't park in a guest spot. Nah, no big deal, I was in your house 10 minutes. All right, no big deal. So then we're sitting chatting, it's nighttime. He puts his dome light on, and he goes, oh man, I gotta show you this new gun, whatever it was. I think it was a Glock 19, I don't remember what it was. He goes, look at this new gun. Oh, cool. Yeah, nice. Yeah, put it back under there. He has his gun permit and all that stuff. Everything's cool. Put it back under the seat where you had it hidden. And then we move on to drive down to Fort Lauderdale Beach. What do you think happens? This shocked me. I tell him, hey, there's a cop following us. I'm going to be brief with the story. There's a cop following us. He goes, no, I'm not speeding. I agree. We're not drinking. No problem. Now we get to 95, we start heading south, the cop's still following us, and after about 7 or 8 minutes on 95 going south down to the Fort Lauderdale Beach, I say, you notice anything, John? There's no cars heading south, but the only car on 95 going south, and everything going north is packed. The highway's packed. This is strange. And then we pass an exit going south, and what happens is this whole entourage of law enforcement pulls up behind us, and simultaneously coming at us is a whole line of cops coming at us with their lights on. They shut down 95. They put on the loudspeakers, pull over, pull over. I'm like, what am I? What's some psychopath murderer? Who is this guy, John, I know for about a month? What's going on? The driver, roll all the windows down. He rolls all the windows down. I'm shaking. I'm in the passenger seat going, what is going on? And now they got the cops coming at us. They shut down 95. We're going south, so the cops are coming at us. And the cops are coming from behind us. And it was a SWAT team behind us. And then, driver, get out of the car with your hands up. He does. Passenger, get out of the car with your hands up. I do. They hog-tied both of us down and separated us and questioned both of us as to what was going on. I'm still like, I don't know what's going on. We're going to Fort Lauderdale Beach to go clubbing, you know? This is what happens. When we were parked in that spot that was a private spot, some old man walked up to see who was parked in his spot, some old snobby man, and he happened to look into the car that split second with the dome light on and saw him showing me a gun. He calls 911. Cops immediately think we're trying to rob the condos in that neighborhood. Follow us. They put assault rifles up against our head, hogtied. I mean, this was like, my heart was racing. I can still look up and see all these rifles pointed at my head with their finger on the trigger. I mean, this was serious stuff. And how does it end? He's back there explaining his story. They separated us to see if our stories collaborate, and the stories did collaborate. We don't even know what's going on. We were just going to the beach. But if something as silly as parking in the wrong spot got us in that predicament, the cop then ultimately just uncuffs me, uncuffs my ankles, says, sorry, sir, here's your wallet back, all this stuff. And I said, where's John? Oh, he's coming back. John walks up. I go, what was this all about? He goes, oh, you know, they saw me handing you the gun in the condo complex. And then they walked up to John with his permit. This is the irony of the story. I think the best part of the story, they go, John, here's your gun permit. And he puts it in his wallet, he puts it away. And they said, John, here's your gun back, sorry. And he puts it in his pocket. And they said, bye guys, you know, and we get back on the road and start driving our own way. Oh, boy, was that scary. Let's talk about not getting busted. Don't do anything stupid or silly. It's just too easy to ruin your life today. Law enforcement gets paid to enforce the law, and there's really no leniency, okay? I mean, I have a list of the top 10 things that I think youngsters age 15 to up to age 30 make. And you throw in your comments, please. This is an informative life advice video so you don't ruin your life as far as being able to have the ability to have a gun permit or to own a gun, being able to have the ability to have a good career in your life, to get loans and credit, and to move on forward with your life and enjoy life. It sticks with you for life. Some of the top 10 things I thought of: drugs and alcohol, of course, that's number one. And then driving with drugs and alcohol, silly, done, you're done for life. Just don't do it. Theft, petty theft. All right, you think, it's no big deal. I steal a car stereo. I'm 19 years old. I'm stupid. Or you're 16. You think you can't be charged as an adult? Oh, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Don't do anything stupid. Don't get busted. That's what this video is all about. No petty theft, driving issues, no road rage, no doing anything silly. Think as if you're older. I know that's hard to do when you're young. You got your hormones flying. You're thinking about your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whatever it might be in your life. And you think you're like a Superman type person because you're young. We were all there. Us people my age, in my 40s, we know when we were 15, 18 years old, we think we're invincible. I'm trying to make this video for you youngsters so you don't ruin your life. If I help one person to help alter or change the path of your life, to teach you that every decision you make is going to alter the path of your life. And you make a decision that's bad and you get arrested, you are done for life as you know it. You're not going to have the careers you want or anything else. Stolen property. I got a lot of people saying I can't get my gun permit because, oh, well, I didn't really steal that bracelet, but, you know, it came from a pawn shop, and I didn't know it was, I don't want to hear it. I just, don't do anything stupid. No stolen property, no breaking into houses, no breaking into cars. Even with credit, you have bad credit, you do something silly. If you can't afford it, don't buy it. Okay? If you can't pay it for cash, don't ruin your credit when you're young. Because what about car insurance? They check your credit. What if you want to get a home loan? What if you want to get a job and you have bad credit? Not going to happen. It's not going to happen today. What if you want to get in the financial planning industry like I'm in? It's not going to happen with bad credit. Or an arrest on your record, you're done. Especially after everything that's happened since 2008 and the market crashing and all the turmoil in the world and everything that's happening now in the last 3 or 4 years. Everything is being crunched down now. If you have an arrest or bad credit, you're done. Fighting. You do something stupid. Your hormones are flying when you're young, and you fight with a girlfriend, spouse, boyfriend, buddy, a group of people. You're at a bar, you do something stupid. Don't get arrested. Don't get busted. Just walk away from the situation, because when you wake up the next day, you're going to feel better about yourself. You're certainly going to feel better than if you were in jail, locked up, okay? Wondering how you're going to pay for legal fees. How are you going to get out of this pickle that you're in? Gangs, that's just obvious. You know, you want to be part of a gang, you know what? You deserve to be arrested. A bad gang, you know, the word gang is kind of crosses a lot of different areas of the pendulum there, but we know most gangs, they're out there to do some carnage. Stay away from it. Shoplifting, that's another one. Everyone keeps telling me, oh, well, you know, all I did was steal something from JCPenney when I was 18 years old. And if you were only 17, you would have been a Jew. I stole a pair of jeans, or something stupid. I get this all the time. I can't get my gun because 20 years ago I stole the pair of jeans out of JCPenney. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Go to your parents, go to anybody else and say, I need that pair of jeans, will you buy it for me? Just don't steal. Breaking into houses and cars, that's another big one these youngsters are doing pretty regularly. You know, when I was a kid on Halloween, like one of the worst things we did was like throw eggs. I gotta admit it, we threw eggs at each other or something silly like that. Or filled up a sock with flour and whacked someone with it, you know. Today these teenagers, they're much worse. I would like everyone to throw in their comments to help all the youngsters around the world so they don't get in trouble and they don't get busted. I want to see you all have good lives. I want to see you prosper and get the careers you want and meet the spouse that you want. And remember, every decision you make is going to alter the future of your life. Just remember that. Check it out. Bye.